Yo, what's good peeps? Time to take a quick look at Persona 5, which was one of my most anticipated games of 2017. Did it live up to the hype? Well, I'll shortly let you know my thoughts throughout this video.
Story.
Yo, the Persona series is and always has been a JRPG that focuses incredibly hard on its story, and Persona 5 is absolutely no different in this regard. The story revolves around a group of high school friends who's awakened to the powers of the Persona to fight off shadows when they enter the other world, also known as palaces. Inside these palaces, these friends become Phantom Thieves, and the only way they can dismantle the palace is by stealing the treasure that lies deep within it. The story decides to pull something The Witcher 2 does, and that's by starting off the game with a short intro stage that leads to the main protagonist being caught and arrested. From there, the main character proceeds to tell his side of the story of what he's been doing, and it bounces between the main gameplay of dealing with high school life and improving your characters, with the occasional jump back to the present to partake in the interview he's undergoing. As with all the previous Persona games, the main reason for your action is due to the end of the world slowly coming to its unfortunate and brutal conclusion, resulting in only you and your friends being able to stop it. I won't go any further into the story for spoilers reasons, but I can safely say that this is definitely a story that you won't be easily forgetting as you play through it.
Gameplay.
The gameplay comes in the form of your typical turn-based JRPG, at least when it comes to the combat. You choose how you want to attack, either with your ranged weapons, your melee weapons, or through skills that you've acquired because of your current equipped persona. Outside of the actual combat, you will be tasked with exploring throughout the palace and avoid being spotted by enemies, as there is a bar that once it reaches 100% you will be forced out and must return to another day. Thanks to the design decision, the game has a fair emphasis on stealth, at least a simplified version anyway. Stealth boils down to don't get seen, press X to warp to an even closer hiding spot, ambush the enemies, and when they're close enough you can definitely deal that all important damage blow. Thankfully, the stealth isn't too much of a hassle to deal with a lot of the time, so you shouldn't really be concerned about going into this game thinking it's going to be similar to maybe Metal Gear Solid series. It's far from that particular game. When you're back in the real world and spending your time as a normal high schooler, you're expected to balance out spending time with your friends, improving certain attributes about your character, and making sure you make it to the end of the school year with decent grades and without getting into too much trouble. If you ever played any of the Persona games before, then you'll know exactly what to expect in terms of the gameplay, and it's definitely a really treat playing this game.
Positives.
In terms of the positive, Persona 5 certainly has a lot of them. One of the main ones would have to be the aesthetics and graphical style that the developers decided to go with for this game. Every inch of the game is incredibly stylized, and as a result it's gorgeous everywhere you look. Whether the NPCs, the world itself, or even personas, just everything about the game looks incredibly stylish. The combat, as per usual, is another element of the game that is incredibly fun and satisfying, and just like all the previous Persona games, collecting and upgrading all of your personas is half the fun of the game. A nice feature that was brought back into the series that hasn't been seen since Persona 2 is being able to talk to these shadows. You can talk to the shadows to see if they will give you an item, some money, or if you can figure out just how to win them over. You can even acquire their powers and collection them as a persona. Don't get me wrong, it's not quite as detailed as the original game, as this one is a lot more simplified, but it's definitely an aspect of the series fans will really appreciate to see back into the game, including myself. Trust me, I can go on naming countless positives, but another feature that definitely stands out for me is the story, as it starts out strong and simply proceeds to get better and better with each day that passes by. Despite the fact that the game focuses around a group of older teenagers, the story can tackle some really truly heavy, deep topics at times, and while it may be hard to experience some of these particular topics, I appreciate the developer and the decisions to put the characters in some really difficult emotional spots. As a result, it makes them seem more human and helps develop the characters as their own individuals rather than just a model that's saying words.
Negatives.
Yo, with everything good there must come the bad, and unfortunately that's not something even Persona 5 can ignore. One of the things that come to mind is the fact that it can take around 6 hours before you actually feel like you're in control of your character. Obviously you will be controlling him through his decisions and in combat, but for the first 6 hours you're sort of locked into the tutorial part of the game that you can't get out of any faster. For a first time playthrough it's not so bad, but if you wanted to play through the game again and make some different decisions, you've got around roughly 6 hours of gameplay to force yourself through again. Most of the segments don't even require your input a lot of the time. Don't get me wrong, the story is so epic that you won't really notice the time will definitely fly by. 6 hours won't be that long, but at the same time there was certain points of the game where I just kind of wanted to do my own thing from the jump and just felt a little bit restricted at times. Another minor small gripe that I had was with some of the decisions that you're able to make in the game when you're engaging in conversation. Whilst it didn't occur quite a lot, some of the choices that you do get are so similar it makes you beg the question, why should I even answer this question in the game? I guess obviously it's a way to keep players engaged and maybe give you a sense of importance towards the game, who knows, but at the same time I did think it was a little strange.
Final verdict.
Yo, overall I can't deny the fact that Persona 5 is a great game and is bound to make many people's game of the year for 2017, even though we're only 1/3 way through the year. Everything positive about the game completely outshines any negativity that I've even mentioned throughout this video and makes it one of the easiest recommended games for 2017, especially for JRPG fans. I do feel if you hate JRPG games, this isn't really going to be the title that will change your mind, but fans of the Persona series or of JRPGs in general have definitely got one incredible game on their hands that I wouldn't recommend letting slip through their fingers. If you get the chance, definitely purchase this game. As I always say, I'm personally not the biggest RPG fan, not even the biggest JRPG fan out there, let alone even turn-based games, but trust me, from the moment I put this game into my PlayStation 4, I knew that I was experiencing something really special. Just from even some of the animations and even the loading screens, I definitely have to take my hat off to the amount of attention to detail that the developers have filtered throughout this game. Anyway peeps, thanks for taking the time out to watch my personal impression / review of Persona 5. Have you got the opportunity to get this game yet, or are you on the fence whether you want to buy this game or not? As I mentioned, I personally still say definitely buy this game because it is a real gem. If you enjoyed this video, do hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and until next urban gameplay video, we definitely say peace out peeps.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more cool urban gameplay videos.